Hey everyone, Cheryl here. How are you? Welcome to my channel. My name is Cheryl Horvath. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Woodinville, Washington. Coming to you today from sunny Arizona. I escaped Washington for a couple of weeks and I'm going to be doing some work from here. So today I want to talk about paper pumpkin. It is all the rage right now, the Sweet Sunflower Kit. Sorry, I'm trying to get my camera down. The Sweet Sunflower Kit was and is a huge hit. Those of you who skipped this month are probably really kicking yourself for not getting in on this one because it is stunning. I'm not going to go through the whole unboxing. I'm just going to show you inside the kit makes these cards here, which are gorgeous, and there's no reason to do alternates with this kit because these cards are so stinking beautiful. But I started doing something last month where I do with my customers a monthly calendar page. And so the one I did for Sending Good Thoughts, which was for the month of August, was the ship with the bottle. And the one prior to that was the pick of the crop one with the berries. And so a lot of people thought that was a really good idea, and so I'm going to continue to do that every month. So I design a calendar page every month, and this month using the kit, the components from the kit. And this month I actually did two, and we're only going to make one today because I think that's all I have time for. But these were the two calendar pages that I made for September, and this one uses all of the components. I put in some of the gold foil honeycomb stuff, and then I did fussy cut out an extra leaf on that one. But so this base was used with one of the envelopes that came in the kit, and then on the back you can just put a message, and so you can just pop this in the mail, and if it's in an envelope you can pop it in the mail, send it to somebody, and they have a little desk calendar. I did create this little easel for it, so it sits really cute on your desk like so. There's a sideways look at it, and if there's time I'll do another one. You can, before you adhere this down, this folds flat, and you could stick the easel in the envelope with the calendar page and send that, and then all they'd have to do is tear off the adhesive strip and fold this flap down and glue it down, and then they'd have their easel. So you could send them the easel and the calendar page in an envelope as a gift to somebody. Okay, so the other one I did was this one, and this is actually my favorite one. This is using 1/2 of a card base that's from the kit. I did stamp and watercolor this with my water painters and fussy cut it out, and then stamped straight onto the card base, and adhered it to Mossy Meadow, and then I did the same for the back to write your note. So this one takes a little bit longer because we do some watercoloring, although it is really quick and easy. But all the fussy cutting and stuff, I just thought it would be easier to make this one with you guys today. So let's get started. Put this stuff aside. Put that up there for my visual. As I said, I'm not going to go through all of I ordered 2 kits, well actually 3, and I sold another one to a friend who wanted more, but it's been very loved. I've been making lots of cards with this kit, and it's just really, really pretty. I'm sad that they're not going to offer refills for it, so that's a bummer. The others, the stamp set is used to create the calendar, and I'll walk you through how to do all of that as well. So I've got my parts and pieces here that we're going to use. This is the card base. We're going to cut this in half right down the center and use this side of it. But before we do that, let's let's do that. I'm confusing myself with a different project. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this at 4 1/4, which is right down the center. Then, because I want it to and save this because that's gorgeous too. Then, because I want to have it mounted onto a 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 Mossy Meadow sheet. We're going to trim this down a little bit so that it fits better. So I want to leave this green part in here because I just think that's really pretty. So I'm going to take the 1/4 inch off this side here where I'm not cutting off anything pretty. I'm just cutting off some gray. And then do the same thing here on the bottom. I'm going to trim that off. So now our piece, oh, I used the wrong one. I used the, actually we can continue. We can still make this work. Let me see here. Yeah, no, this one, this goes with this one, but we're not making that one today. We're making this one. Okay, so let's start that. Let's try this again, guys. I used the wrong packet of stuff that I had prepared. Okay, so that card actually uses the envelope as the base. And so the way that I do that is I first start by trimming off the edges. So just a hair on the edge opens it up nicely like that. So I do that on both sides. And now I have open. Then I'm going to cut it on the fold. Save this piece because we'll use this for the back. And then I'm going to cut it to, let's see, we want it to be 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to do 4 inches here, like so. And then I'm going to cut off, let's see, I want to cut off the 1/4 off this end here, so that my panel is 4 by 5 1/4, and I have as much of the floral I kept in there as possible. I didn't use this for anything, but I saved it in case I want to use it for something later. So now this is our base, which fits onto, oh, I measured something wrong because it's too long. What did I do? I made it 5 1/2 instead of 5 1/4. Let's trim this down to 5 1/4. I'm off to a great start today, geez, guys. 5 1/4 by 4 fits onto this Mossy Meadow base. I'm not going to glue that down yet because we're going to stamp on this and get our calendar page set up. Okay, we're done with this for a minute. Now, the stamp set, Days to Remember, is tricky to, if you have not used it yet. This is obviously very well loved. I'm going to bring out my Stampin' Pierce mat because it's a photopolymer stamp and I like to have that cushion underneath it. It just gives it a nicer impression. And so the the month of September, the way you use this stamp, by the way, this is an eye block. It's perfect for this long skinny stamp set. So the way you use this set is, what I do is I take a look at the month that I'm stamping. And so for September, I look at the Sunday row and I go, okay, that's 4, 8, 4, 11, 18, and 25. And then I look at the Saturday row. So the bookends of the month are Sunday and Saturday, right? So 4, 8, 4, 11, 18, 25, and then 3, 10, 17, 24. So those are the numbers I'm looking for on the stamp set. So if you put something white behind this so you guys can see. So I'm looking now on here so I can find something to point with for 4, 11, 18, and 25. And that row is right here, 4, 11, 18, 25. Then you go over to the bookend, the right bookend of it, the Saturday row, and you're looking for 3, 10, 17, 24, 31. So, and that's this row right here. So we're going to ink up between here all the way over to here. And you can tell, because I was using Blackberry Bliss, that it's all stained, that was the month that I just had recently done. So now that we have our bookends for where the month is, we can ink it up super easily with, I'm going to use Blackberry Bliss again. And the width of our ink pads are, whoops, I'm getting ink all over me. Blackberry Bliss is not friendly. It does not come off well. Okay, so we're going to take the 4 column, line that up on the left edge, and look, it fits perfectly. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns. You just ink that up. Here's your right bookend, here's your left bookend with the numbers. Ink that up. And then we're going to do a test here. Beautiful. There's our month of September. But did you guys catch my mistake? There's not 31 days in September. So you got to make sure when you when you ink it up, you grab a cloth and you wipe off that 31. Now, you could also mask it off too if you prefer to do that. But to wipe it off, I'm just going to ink this up again. Tap, tap, tap. I'm going to grab my chamois and I'm going to go to the 31 and I'm just going to wipe it. Wipe it pretty good. And then I even take my finger and just go like that on it. And moment of truth. Here we go. Because we're not, there's no do-overs with this one. So you got to make sure it's a little scary. I'm going to try to get my head in over here so I can see. Sorry. And then you just go straight down, right onto your floral piece like that. And there you have your month stamped. It's a little crooked, but if I were actually standing over top of it, I would have been able to get it straighter. So now I'm going to take my Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday stamp set, and I'm going to stamp that up and line it up over the top row, like so. There. You guys see that? Oh, that's really crooked. I know you guys will forgive me. It's handmade. Okay, and then lastly, we're going to take the September stamp and we're going to, you can put it in the center, you can put it off to the left. I'm going to stand up for a second so I can do this straight. Yeah, it's a little high. Clean that off. So now we have our calendar stamped on here. Next, we're going to work on the embellishments for it. Put this away. And the pieces we need for that are, where'd they go? We are going to need some of the, we're going to need that piece. We're going to need a sunflower, and then we're going to put some of this really pretty honeycomb stuff behind it. For the sunflower, I took crushed curry, and I took soft suede, and it's easier if you stamp the sunflower first, the center of it, sorry. It's easier if you stamp the center first, because it doesn't really matter where it goes as long as it's pretty much in the center. Like that. Then take your sunflower stamp and you're going to hover over it because it's clear, you can see, and you're not lining anything up. You're just, basically you're lining up with the center, but you're not lining up the leaves or anything like that because it's not going to match. So there, I kind of like it with just one layer. 2 layers to me, because the way the instructions tell you to do it is to then stamp it up again and rotate it so that you're not stamping identically down. and makes it look fuller, but I actually think just one stamp is fine. I think it's great. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. Now, what I did do was I grabbed my soft suede Stampin' Blend alcohol marker, and I filled this in a little bit. Because I just didn't like the yellow background in the center. So I did that. And I think I said I did that with light soft suede. Okay, done with the inks. Oh, one thing I didn't do was, I can do it in the soft suede rule here, is in this Days to Remember stamp set, there's these little smaller, this is like a circle, like you're circling a date on a calendar. So I grabbed that, and because Friday or Monday the 5th is Labor Day, I put a little circle around it. I just thought that was cute. Okay, so now we've got to pop some things up. Oh no, I did a leaf. Actually, I'm going to skip the leaf because I think it just blends in and you can hardly see it. And it's fussy cutting and not necessary. So we're going to skip the leaf on this one. But if you wanted to add it, you would just stamp it down, color it in with your Mossy Meadow light and dark, and then fussy cut it out. But for this video, we're just going to do it this way. We're going to pop these guys up with some dimensionals. And the dimensionals they give you in the kit are a little bit smaller, so they fit onto the little honeybees, these guys here. But if you have the regular dimensionals, you can cut them to fit. I've got both. I've got the minis right here, so those fit perfectly on the backs of the bees. And then I have the big ones that I'm just going to put in the center for now on the sunflower, and I'll explain why. For this flower, we're going to put a big, another big, and then some littles. I'm going to put a little, whoops, a little one up here, because I want this to be, it's very delicate, so you want it to be pretty sturdy. So there. Okay, so that's popped up. Now we're going to put down our honeycomb. So this is just, it's taken a full sheet, and this is remnants of what was left from the other cards that I did. So I'm just going to cut randomly. Actually, I could probably, well, let's do this. And there's no rhyme or reason to it, just cut left and right, turn it in your hand. So it's kind of looks like that. I don't know if you guys can see that. So that's like the shape of it. So that's gonna be the backdrop there. And then we're gonna build the sunflower. Oh, did you guys see what happened here when I colored in with that soft suede? It kind of blended in the dark. So to fix that, let's just grab the dark suede alcohol marker and just kind of go back in where those lines were. You can just see them faintly, but it just gives it a little bit more dimension to do it that way. Like that. And then if you wanted to blend it a bit, you could. There. That looks better. Okay. So we're going to just layer these guys up like this and like that. And then we'll add the bees. Okay. So now to get this stuck, I'm not going to put glue all over the back of it because that would just be a gooey mess. That scared me. And so what I'm going to do is use my, flip this over. I have my silicone craft sheet adhered to the back of my Stampin' Pierce mat so that it's always handy. So I'm just going to run some adhesive around the center on the back of that honeycomb piece. So I don't know if you can see that. I just ran a little strip there, and then I'm just going to place it like that. This exposed glue is going to get covered up by the sunflower. So now we're ready to put down our little floral here. This is really delicate. But it's very pretty. Okay. It almost wants to break into two pieces. Yep, just like that. That's okay, we'll just piece it back together. So this is just gonna go up here like so. Grab my tweezers. I don't know what I would do without my tweezers. And then we're gonna jerry rig this back together like that. We're going to put our sunflower. So the reason I didn't put any glue dots on the perimeter yet is because I didn't want it to run into the raised floral here. So now that I know about where it's going to be, I'm going to place a little bit of liquid glue here and then a couple small dimensionals on the right hand side over here. Like that. Oops. Take these guys off. I'll link these tweezers below. They really are handy to have in the craft room. Okay, these bees are the last components. And let's see. Let's put one right there. And then another one. Let's put it right here. Okay, like that. Now we just have to glue this down to our card panel. The little liquid glue. This is Mossy Meadow 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Like so. And you could be done right now if you wanted to, but I'm going to do something with the back. So remember I said don't throw away the other piece of your envelope. We're going to use that. But let me get this ink closed up before I make a mess. We need the trimmer back. And what I did was I trimmed this down to 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. So what we're going to do is we want a straight edge here. So this is the 3 1/4 width. So line that up to 3 1/4, make a cut, and that makes a nice straight edge. And then let's see, 4 1/2. Cut this, and so now you have a pretty little edge with some detail there that you can use to put on the back of your card for a little note. What I'm going to do is add some more sunflower stamping, and then within the paper pumpkin stamp set there's a little sentiment called hello, or you could do thank you. And I'm going to grab the bee and the hello, and then I'm going to put this behind it because I'm going to stamp off. And I'm going to grab my sunflower and I'm going to use crushed curry again. And I'm just going to stamp just a portion of it, like that. It almost looks like a sun instead of a sunflower right there in the sky. Then I'm going to use the soft suede and do the center, like that. And let's see, I guess I will do the hello in, I do the hello in Mossy Meadow. And the hello is right here. Oh, look what I did. I totally bombed it with my finger. So my solution to fix that is you could do two things. You could just start over and cut a new one from another envelope's side. You can try with one of these guys, the Tombow Mono sand erasers. You could try to get rid of some of it, but what's going to happen is it's going to leave a white spot because this is colored paper and it's not colored all the way through, so it's just colored on the top. So when you erase it away, it's going to leave a white spot. And so what I would do is write my note and just make sure I wrote over the ink so that it was less noticeable that it, you know. I guess you could stamp a, I don't know if putting a little honeybee there would fix it or not. I guess we could try. Let's try it in, and then you could stamp it off maybe. That actually does work, you guys. It takes your eye away from, let's see. Yeah. In a pinch, I would probably start over myself because I'm funny that way. But so, yeah, so this is now the back side. I'm not going to glue it down because I probably am going to start over. But I would, once I got it perfect, I would glue that down. And then here's your pretty little calendar page. So colorful, I love it. It almost looks like springtime instead of fall, but. So there's that, and then the easel. Let's make it real fast. It'll be real fast. Get this stuff out of the way. I can remember all the dimensions. So you're gonna need your trimmer. You're gonna need a piece of basic white thick. I'm gonna trim this down to 3 inches the long way. Then you're gonna cut it to 9 inches. So 3 by 9, like that. Then with this leftover piece here, cut a 1/2 inch. Like that. Save that. This is trash or scrap, whatever. And oops, we have to score. So then we're gonna score this. If I recall correctly, it is 3, 5 3/4. Yeah. So we're gonna score it at 3 inches. 5 and what did I say? 5 3/4. Yeah, 5 3/4, and then 8 1/2. Like that. Okay. So let's just fold and burnish all of these. Tear and tape is going to go here, and it's going to adhere down like that. But first what we want to do is put our little kickstand on, and that's this strip here. And so just grab this, put some dimensionals on the back. I think 4 will be good. So we're going to put this down. I thought about making the kickstand in the designer paper because it probably would be sturdy enough, but I guess I thought that was overkill. So we're going to place that down right there just like that. So you can see it's raised. And then when you put this down, that's going to be your kickstand so the card doesn't slide off. Okay? So now flip that over. We're going to put some tear and tape. Which, interesting, I don't have my Stampin' Up! Tear and tape. So this is going to be a little bit too wide. I don't know where my other tear and tape went. So I'm going to trim that down a little bit. So put this down there, just like that. And you don't have to use tear and tape unless you're sending it in the mail to someone. I'm just trimming off that extra right there. So if you wanted to send this in the mail with the card, you would just lay this flat like that and include it in the envelope. Is that going to work? Yeah, you might have to bend that in and bend that in. Yeah. So if you bend both sides in, this part down and this part down, and then put this on top of it, it'll fit right in the envelope. And then when they get it, they open it up and they're like, huh, what do I do with this? So you might have to give them a little bit of instructions, but basically you just remove the tear and tape and then flip it over and place it down with a little bit of a gap. Again, it's hard to do this one. I'm not right over the top of it, but now it's stuck to me. There we go. So do you see that gap I'm talking about? You want that gap so that when the card sits in it, it doesn't fall out. So there's our little easel. Told you it was fast. Okay, so that's my calendar page for the month. Here's another alternate. Again, this is just using the back side of one of the card bases and then stamped in Blackberry Bliss and crushed curry for the center. And then I used my water painter and just watercolored in like very loosely, fussy cut 2 leaves, put some gold behind it as well, and then put the calendar on the bottom. Okay, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more, and please give me a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me. Thanks again. Bye.